then the other part of the NFL selection process that made me mad, Chris, is the Pro Bowl. Shedeur Sanders, good friend of the show, by the way. We like Shedeur over here. And I don't have anything ill about this because I'm not going to blame Shedeur Sanders for this, but he was selected to the Pro Bowl. Shedeur Sanders has more interceptions than touchdowns, has among, I believe, QBR of the 629 quarterbacks over the last however many years that they've tracked with QBR. He ranks 623rd. Shedeur Sanders did not have a bad rookie year. He didn't have a good rookie year. But I think for, the standards that most people would have put on him, he didn't play bad. But in no way, shape, or form is that dude a Pro Bowl quarterback, but he now gets to say that he was a Pro Bowl quarterback, which just makes me think, why the hell are we even having a Pro Bowl anymore?
Yeah. This was the Tyler Huntley situation where Huntley was a backup and he makes the Pro Bowl and then he's out here doing the skills competition. I remember growing up, I thought the Pro Bowl was cool. You get all the best players. They do, they could throw it to each other and you get Drew Brees throwing it to Victor Cruz and it was all fun and games. Now I'm watching flag football between backup quarterbacks and rookie quarterbacks who played a few games that somehow make the Pro Bowl. I think the players don't care about it and they just wanted to put, fun guys in the thing. It just doesn't make sense. They're reducing the value of being named a Pro Bowler.
I'm assuming Trevor Lawrence said no, because Trevor Lawrence should have been your first. I mean, he's an MVP finalist, so he should have at least been called about this. I'm assuming he said no, which I'm sure there were a lot of people that were called that said no before Shedeur got to say yes, I'm guessing.
I just feel like you should name your Pro Bowlers, and if they don't show up, they don't show up. And I think they should just cancel the Pro Bowl event. I think this is the worst of all of the sports games. This is the one that I don't even watch or even watch clips of because it's ridiculous. I think they've kind of doubled down on making it less of an actual event and they just make it a fun weekend of games, mini games.
I love the dodgeball game. I do love the dodgeball game.
It's a reason that the players, get to go to Orlando, bring their families to Florida, to Disney World at the end. I worked through Adam. Jalen Johnson came to the touch point that I was working next to, and then I was like, that's clearly a football player. It was cool. I think they use this as a reason to go on a trip somewhere cool or somewhere warm with their families. That's what this is. This is not an actual event to see the best players compete against each other. That's what it should be. It's not what's become. Part of it is just football. You can't fake being hit hard. You can't reduce that injury. And if they can't do that, then they shouldn't play a game. I think flag football is fine, but I just don't know why they're doing anything. I don't. What's the point of the flag football?
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah. I think Sean Taylor ruined it. Everyone pulls up the Sean Taylor hit from the Pro Bowl and being like, I don't want to get hit like that in a Pro Bowl. Now everyone's like, we're not going to hit. So it's sad. Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler once. It's just, and I swear if we bring up Pro Bowl selections and Hall of Fame arguments, in the future, up till now, you can make the argument, the guys being up now, the Pro Bowl used to mean something and being selected. But if we're 25 years, 30 years down the road and we're talking Shedeur as a Hall of Fame, we bring up Pro Bowls, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to be like, are you serious right now? Can we look at the stats the year he made the Pro Bowl? Anyway.
Do you want to get into the other sports and their stupid things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
This is why the NFL is the worst of all the Pro Bowl All-Star Game events, is because being named a Pro Bowler means nothing. And Shedeur Sanders shows that, where the selection process is stupid, like you said.
Yep.
At least being named an NBA All-Star is still an achievement that you look back on and they bring up. The game is dumb. They're changing the format every year and it's stupid and no one cares anymore. But it matters to be named an All-Star. Hockey, they do a lot of really cool, fun things.
Oh, yeah.
In the MLB, the game doesn't mean much, but the players, they do show up and they play because it's not as much of a risk as it is to hit someone tackling.
Yeah, you have to, you can't just go in there and not swing the bat.
It's easier to play a baseball game without the risk of getting a concussion by, some defensive lineman.
Plus, the pitchers are only throwing one inning anyway, so they'll just go all out for an inning. So
every other sport should be able to figure this out. I think football in its nature just should not be a Pro Bowl event or an All-Star type of deal.
It's impossible because if they don't try, it's obvious.
I think the mini games are fun. I think they could do the mini games. I think they should just get rid of the flag football. The thing where they do like they drop the football with the drone in the sky and they have to catch as many footballs as they can as whatever. Like you said, really dodgeball is the only highlight.
Yeah. The one thing they could add, which would be fun, would be in 2028, flag football is an Olympic sport. In
True.
2028, if they did the Olympic team versus like an NFL team, like that could be a fun like game. Where it's like, well, the NFL guys are probably going to have to at least try to play. Like, it's just a flag football game, guys. Just go play. Guys might want to play in it because it's an Olympic game, so it's exposure. People will watch. And then if you're like, oh, I want to be on the Olympic team sometime, this is a way for them to see me. So I think that's one way to do it, but that's only 1 year because like we're not going to have the Olympic flag football team every year. It's going to be every 4 years. Even that's if they keep Olympic flag football in after America hosts the Olympics in 2028. Like there's no guarantee it's in the Olympics in 2032. So
yeah, I don't know the way to. I think every sport you could kind of fix. I don't think they could actually fix the Pro Bowl in terms of the nature of the sport.
Yeah.
If we were ranking all these, I would say football is probably dead last.
Yes. Football's last. Set third, if we're only ranking the four, third would be basketball.
I think the title of All-Star means a lot, like we said. Probably, honestly, to me, means like the most in terms of looking at a player's legacy. Because MLB, like Lindor is like a one-time All-Star on the Mets, and it was like probably his third best season. Sometimes baseball is very restrictive with the voting process.
Every player gets one too, so every team gets one.
Every team gets one. So baseball, I think the selection means less. Basketball means more. But we could talk about basketball and how to fix it. I think basketball, I'd agree, and then baseball.
Guys don't care. Baseball's second, and I put hockey first at one because hockey's mastered it.
How do we fix the NBA? Not even just the game, but the whole weekend. Because this is going to come out, and with NBA All-Star Weekend's coming up soon.
Get the guys to want to be there. That's all you need to do. The guys got to want to be there. The guys got to want to do the dunk contest. The guys got to want to, do the three-point contest and not worry about getting embarrassed. The guys got to want to play in the game and actually play the game. That's all you got to do. Like, it's basketball. The guys just have to want to play, and they don't want to. They just want to go out, goof around, 48 minutes. Funny. Final score is 220 to 12, and there's no defense played in the entire game. Like, just get the guys to want to play. And I don't know how you do it, but that's what you have to do.
The NBA probably has the problem the most of the players ruining the product. The way to fix NBA All-Star Weekend is to have the players care. Like you said, that's the issue is the players ruined this weekend. The best players stopped participating. We used to have like Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul in the skills challenge, and now it's probably some backup point guard on a team because he was just in the area.
They do teams now. They do like guards versus bigs sometimes.
The NBA tries to get creative and changing up the format, which only leads to us not caring because we know next year it's going to be different. These trophies mean nothing. The awards mean nothing. We have Anthony Edwards out here shooting like 3-pointers with his left hand. It really is a waste of one of the most highlight-driven sports, according to Adam Silver, that can't get highlights because it's Mac McClung is the biggest name in All-Star Weekend.
And
shout out Mac McClung. I like Mac McClung, but I'm saying like,
and he's
I don't want to see him.
Yeah, and he's not doing it this year.
I want to see Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, and Giannis in a dunk contest.
Yeah. I feel bad because, again, I like this guy, but I think this all would have been saved, and I'm not calling him out for this.
You're saying LeBron?
If LeBron would have done a dunk contest once in his career, I think everything would have been fine.
So LeBron not doing the dunk contest was probably the start of a player trying to save their reputation and not, participate.
Especially when he'd post those freaking videos in the practice gym of him doing crazy dunks and just making
like, oh. We had one of the most highlight-driven players, one of the most athletically gifted players not participate in that format. To be fair, the contest was kind of dying at that point, but he could have brought it back. And I think him not doing it was a big thing. And there are a lot of players who say they're in-game dunkers. Cool. I think Westbrook could have found a way to do a cool dunk at a dunk contest. Westbrook should have done it as well.
A cool thing to add, but again, the guys wouldn't do it. It's like you can add all this stuff. Like Adam Silver can sit in there with a bunch of people and be like, "Hey, let's do this. Let's do a one-on-one tournament. Like, let's try to get the guys to care." If the guys don't care, it's not going to matter. Like I said, like everyone's like in-game dunkers. I said, okay, let's get rid of the dunk contest we have and let's do a poster contest, defense versus offense. You have a shot blocker, you have a guy going in to dunk on it. It's 1v1.
But no one's going to want to risk getting
Because
injured, and they're
exactly,
not
that's
going
the
to want to
problem.
risk getting postered and be on
Yep.
defense.
Exactly. So the guys won't care. That'd be fun. Like it'd be like, oh, Rudy Gobert going up against a dunker, Victor Wembanyama going up against a dunker, like seeing how guys block shots and like there's one winner, a defensive player wins or an offensive player wins. Like it would be a fun thing to watch. But like I said, guys wouldn't do it, so it doesn't matter. So like that's the big thing in the NBA. And it's impossible to fix. It's up to the guys to fix it. And
I think the selection process should be the fans vote in the players, and if you're picked, you can't say no unless you're hurt.
yeah, but then they'll just go in and they'll do lazy dunks and not care. And then like same thing with the game. Like they get voted into the game. They're just like I don't care. So.
True. I think the NBA is probably the one that I feel the least hope for, because the fix is a huge culture change that I don't think they're going to have.
Yep.
On top of that, they used to try a little bit in the dunk contest, but it kind of got boring after a while because it's hard to come up with all these different dunks.
We have spurts. Like Levine and Gordon had a good
Yeah.
run. Donovan Mitchell had a good dunk contest.
I will say
McClung's
too
done some
that
good
Derrick
things.
Jones Jr. and he had a really good one with Aaron
Yep.
Gordon the second time, or actually it was Aaron Gordon's third that time actually.
Yeah, like we've had a lot of good dunk.
Hamidou Diallo
runs.
dunked over Shaq, and even that, honestly, that was fun. Even though it's Hamidou Diallo, who was in the league after like 2 years, but you know what? We have people who try and do cool things.
Nate Robinson had a good run. Jason Richardson, Dwight Howard. Like, there's been guys who've done it that's been fun. It's just like we never got the the upper echelon superstars never wanted to do it.
We had a time where we actually had an athletic version of John Morant and Zion, both healthy, and they didn't do it.
I
And that's a shame.
wonder if Zion wasn't hurt his rookie year. If Zion and Ja would have both done it. Because that's also the year Kobe died. If they would have both done it.
Yeah. On
And that
top
would have
of
been something.
kind of off of that, the All-Star game also sucks.
Yeah.
And there are actually more years where it's good. And when they changed it in the Kobe format where it was
'Cause
like
the guys cared. The guys
Yeah.
cared.
the guys cared, they wanted to do it for Kobe because you know why? Kobe actually tried in the All-Star games like a decent bit, like a normal amount. And he would, he wasn't trying to injure himself for other people, but he was actually playing the game. I saw one video was Kevin Garnett blaming LeBron again because Kevin Garnett always just speaks bad about LeBron.
Yeah, when Kobe slapped the floor and LeBron passed the ball. instead
Yeah,
of
and I'm
scoring.
like, I actually don't even have that big a problem with that as much as like,
Yeah,
it's
but,
just a matter of taking the game seriously. And
one
LeBron takes
play.
it seriously some years.
Yeah, he took it seriously that year. Yeah, like there's times where like when they started doing the draft, guys started taking it somewhat seriously
Yeah.
because it's like
LeBron-
the last pick.
When LeBron was the captain, he actually seemed to try, and these games were close. LeBron hit the fadeaway on LaMelo the one year to win. The year that Anthony Davis hit the free throw to win, that was the most incredible one. I think that was the first Kobe year they did that.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah, but the one with like the next year, LaMelo was a good one. And then I think the first year they did it, the draft was also good. Like, it is cool to see the players' relationships on the court, the way they would draft people. I liked the draft, honestly. Then if you're not going to do the draft, fine, go back to East versus West. Now this year there's 3 teams, 2 USA, 1 Europe. I don't know how that impacts like how the selection process goes. I think it's
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think the European team's going to wax both American teams too. So that's.
I hope so, but you know what? 2K did. You know what?
And-
2K put on the cover. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They didn't worry about the All-Star game format
It
this year.
wasn't an Olympic year. Wasn't an Olympic year. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about because people only care about
Who
Olympic
did they
basketball.
pick the year of it was the Olympics? Was it Tatum?
Oh, 2024
It was it was
So-
Tatum just won the championship,
probably. Yeah.
and then they picked Tatum to be on the cover.
And they picked that before the Olympics, so it's kind of hard for them to, because like they pick it in July. The Olympics
Yeah.
are in August.
They knew though that Tatum would be in the Olympics.
Yeah, but they didn't know he wasn't going to play. They didn't know he wasn't. That's what.
Well,
they
you
did.
see, Tyrese Halliburton was on the LeBron pod, and he was saying how on the Olympics he was told he found out he was going to play, and then he said he gained 30 pounds since his
Yeah.
torn Achilles. Adam,
Yeah. Well, he can't run.
I'm sorry, go on a diet, man. 30 pounds is a lot to gain, especially for a point guard. You're going to
Yeah,
come
but
back from an injury 30
Chris-
pounds heavier. That's so much.
Chris, he is going to lose those pounds in about 2 weeks post-injury recovery. Once they allow him to run, he's going to lose that stuff quick.
I don't know. It's a lot of weight to gain. Just in a general sense, that's a lot of weight to gain.
I mean, Luca probably lost how many pounds this offseason? So
What's different though is Tyrese runs up and down a lot, and the fact that he gains so much so quickly that could usually lead to more injuries. So
I think
yeah, I don't like that. Not a. Do you think
I
Kobe
think he'll
gained
be
30
fine.
pounds when he tore his Achilles?
Probably. He just didn't tell you about it. He
No.
couldn't walk. He couldn't walk.
Mm.
You're in a boot. You can't do anything.
Well-
Once they let Tyrese get in the pool, they'll be fine.
Well, back to the All-Star game. NBA's third. I don't really know how you fix it besides making the players care. And like LeBron even playing it last year because he
He just opted out at the end, yeah. 'Cause
he opted
said he
out. And that was
hurt.
ridiculous. I'm like, LeBron,
And
you've
it cost
actually
Norman Powell a spot.
yeah, like he was one of the few that would care, and if he cares, I think other people care. He did not. And Steph, the year there was Steph and LeBron, Steph was eating popcorn on the sideline,
Yep.
and I'm like, all right, like this is the problem, is we're trying to make it goofy. This isn't the celebrity All-Star game.
Nope.
So, and I think they could just scrap the skills challenge at this point. I like it sometimes, but I think it's just stupid now. Like, who's
Yeah.
watching?
I like in the in-arena aspect, it's nice because they do put a team together from the team that's local. So, like,
Yeah.
you get that at least someone for the fans to root for.
Well,
but,
they want to net. You can't just start with 3-point contests or dunk contests. You need something to warm everyone up, but
Yeah.
make it shorter.
Rising
I would
Stars
like to
game
have
is
court
actually
competition.
fun,
Do
though.
it have
Rising
court
Stars
competition?
games. The Rising Stars game is fun.
I
Those
forgot
guys
about
care.
that.
Those guys care. Like on Friday, they do get you started. They care. After
The only
celebrity
one I
game,
remember was Luca and Trey were basically doing a half court contest.
no, like last year was a lot of fun. They had the G League guys in it too. So like the G League guys were going at it. The Rising Stars were going at it. Like those guys actually play. And I said, like they said when they had these three teams, I said, make the fourth team the winner of the Rising Stars game. Hypothetically, they're gonna get killed. But they will actually play basketball and do like a
Yeah.
little tournament. Like, and those guys will play. So like, and they'll maybe drag the other guys to play because they might not want to get embarrassed by Yannick Conan Niederhauser coming on an alley-oop. Like, you might not want to get embarrassed
Yeah.
by it. So,
Well, I agree. I think we should also have a ban. If you do something stupid in the All-Star events where you don't try, like Anthony Edwards with one hand, you get suspended for 1 year from all All-Star game
I will
events.
tell you, the guys might intentionally do it then. Because I'll tell you, the guys might enjoy the, oh, sweet, don't have to worry about All-Star weekend. Get to go to freaking Cancun for a week. Chill, relax.
True. Then let's just cancel All-Star weekend.
They would, but the NBA makes too much money off of it. That's the problem.
I don't know how.
Well, they advertisement money, ticket sales. People still go.
How? I don't know how they go. It's so stupid. But all right, whatever. Let's move on. This is making me mad. Second, we said is baseball. I think this one's pretty simple. The All-Star game is kind of have a similar problem to like the All-Star Saturday night where they usually just change the format all the time because people keep losing interest after a few years of the same format. And then after like 5 years, people are like, let's go back to the old one. That one was so much better. And then we do. And then after a few years, we want to change it again. I also think there is no entertaining way to do the home run derby camera-wise. It is just a mess.
Well, yeah, there's no way. I like the home run derby, but yeah, it's got to be what it's got to be. Like, I mean,
Yeah. The year where I like it when they did only like when you hit the ball, you have to wait for the ball to land.
yeah,
There are a lot of problems with that, but it did make it so you could actually track where the ball is going. I believe it was last year or the year before. It was just nonstop, like balls being hit because they got rid of that rule. And I'm like, I don't even know where the balls are going.
I think they should just go 10 balls. You get 10.
Yeah, I
If
think
it's tied,
that,
it
that's
goes
what
to
they
sudden
used to
death.
do. That's
I
what they
know,
used
I
to
like
do.
10 balls. Like, I like it like that.
Yeah,
Like,
but now they want more home runs, so they could say this home run derby the most home runs. I'm like, but now there's too much.
yeah. Yeah, so that's a tough one to do, but I like the home run derby. I think it's fun. The actual game, the only thing I'd change, there's not much change. The guys play. But I said I would love if they would do backyard baseball.
How so?
Captains walk out, they line them up on the line.
Oh.
Point.
Well, that's what the NBA did, and I think it was fun. Here's what's kind of different, though. In the NBA, you feel like you know people's personalities more. There's more, like, social circles in the NBA. Baseball, I think there's not. And honestly, just the players aren't as interesting, and the teams are larger, so I actually don't even care that much. I think baseball is very traditional, and, like, they want NL versus AL, and I think that is
Yeah.
important. I
Yeah.
do like that. In the NBA, I don't think it matters as much because
No.
the players change teams, every year anyway. So what's the point? So
Yeah, you barely recognize the conferences half the time anyway till the end of the year when you realize, oh, they're in the West. They got put
Yeah.
in the Western playoffs.
I like baseballs as is. It feels traditional to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't change much. That's just something I like, personal preference. Be like,
I honestly wish we could make the game 7 innings, but they want to get all the pitchers in there, so whatever.
Yeah,
like
they got
more players in there, but
1 inning.
It is like a long game to just be like, all right, like I'm kind of bored.
It actually doesn't go that long because normally pitchers are throwing 1, 2, 3 innings. Scores like 2 to 1.
True, but it's annoying when like a pitcher goes like 3 guys and then there's still like 2 outs because there's a guy in first. They have to change the pitcher to get someone else in, and it's like, oh my god, like let's just speed it up a little bit.
The home run tiebreaker was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't change much there. Hockey, I just go to the Four Nations game every year. I loved it. It was all U.S., Canada, Sweden, and Finland, I think, was our 4th country in that. It was awesome.
Yeah. I think it's cool when you put, like, national pride at play, because then they actually try.
Yeah. This year they don't have one. But they might have an all-star weekend, but it's the Olympics. So they go on Olympic break here soon.
Yeah. Well, normally, though, it's like you get, to see these players, and it makes them care, which is the biggest thing, is you just need players to care. Also, what's cool about hockey, like, I don't know what their current format is, but I know a few years ago they had like the whole skills challenge, and like, I don't know what it is about hockey. When they do something and they show off their skill, I'm more interested than in basketball with their skills challenge.
It's on ice. Everything on ice looks better. The speed skating
is cool, like the target stuff, like all that stuff. I'm like, oh, it is cool to see them do it. I think in the NBA, it's kind of like they kind of just master dribbling between a cone.
Yeah, they're basic stuff. They're basic stuff. When you go in hockey, though, it's like,
they do a layup and then they shoot a 3.
Yeah.
Like, all right, but you know what's actually cool? Them skating as fast as they can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seeing who's the fastest.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, so hockey's really good. They don't have to change much there. What was I going to say? Oh, also, underrated All-Star game. We know we're only to the Big Four. The WNBA All-Star game, when it's Team USA versus the All-Star team, is awesome. Because you get women that like don't get selected to the Olympic team.
So like they're Caitlin Clark on that, right?
That happened with Caitlin Clark's rookie year. That happened because it was an Olympic year. So every Olympic year they have the All-Stars who don't get selected versus Team USA, and that is a game. Like you want a game. I know a lot of people like to complain about women's basketball. I like good women's basketball, and especially like when they play like that. Arike Ogunbowale was awesome in that game because she didn't get selected and scored like 30-some. You actually get girls who felt slighted versus the Olympic team who's actually trying because it's their biggest tune-up game before the Olympics. So that's fun too. But that's only an Olympic year. So every other year it's kind of like, okay, it's an all-star game. But when it's an Olympic year, it's awesome.
Yes, I don't watch a lot of the WNBA, to be honest. But I will say, I do remember a moment from the WNBA All-Star game, which was when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, they like passed it to each other and they scored.
Against Team USA, yep.
That is more moments I can remember of the WNBA All-Star game than the NBA All-Star game in the last few years.
Yep.
So.
And I think a lot of teams should kind of copy off of that and do like, could you imagine like if they would select Team USA in like January for the Olympics? And then have Team USA play the NBA All-Stars that aren't on Team USA. That'd be a interesting game to watch because you might get a guy like that didn't get selected to Team USA being like, I thought I deserved to be on Team USA. I wanted to. But now, guys, so many people opt out of Team USA, so that's the problem.
I think they should do like an All-Star team of college and then have them play against the All-Star team of the NBA.
They would get freaking annihilated, Chris.
But it would make the NBA players try.
But Chris, they wouldn't even have to try and probably win by 25.
You don't think so?
There's a big gap between college players and NBA players.
There was a segment on ESPN back in the day of would that Duke team with Zion, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, like would they have beaten the worst NBA team?
They would have competed. I don't think they would have won. They could have been close, but like you get a true
Wanted to see it, Adam.
Yeah, you could get an all-star college team to play the worst team in the NBA. Not the all-stars of the NBA. That wouldn't work.
All right, let's do that then.
That would be fun.
Let's get the Jazz versus, the all-star of college.
Whoa. Easy. Wizards.
Wizards, fine.
Yeah, let the Jazz around. Lauri Markkanen would have a word. All right.
True.
He would have a word. It'd still be really tough, but yeah, that'd be a fun way to do it. But yeah. All right, Chris. We've went on for a while here. Long talk. See, when we miss an episode, we always end up going long.
I know. We might split this.
Split this?
Let's split it.
Yeah. Well, we could just upload the whole thing and then split it after too. So
Yeah.
we'll give everyone the full conversation, and then be like, you just want to talk about All-Star games? Here you go. Just want to talk about the coaches? Here you go. So we'll make it work like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is also a good time, though, to do this, where you're going to have this random void on Sunday where, like, what am I going to do with myself?
Yeah, Pro Bowl's not even on Sunday anymore.
It's on Tuesday.
Yeah, who puts the Pro Bowl on Tuesday?
I like that the NFL is no longer trying to have it be viewed.
Yeah.
I respect it more so than the NBA.
Hide it.
Also, why isn't NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend?
It's never been this weekend.
I know, but I think it should be.
Because they want to do it after all football. Because they know even if they did the All-Star Weekend this weekend, everyone would still be talking about football. All the conversation would still be about the Super Bowls next week.
I just still feel like after the NFL season, you're in this high of football. There's like a nice gap here, but I don't know. Well, I think they should have done the Pro Bowl on this weekend. It would make more sense. I don't know.
But they wait 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. Like the All-Star Game's February 21st, 22nd this year? 20th, 21st, 22nd? So
I'm not sure. I don't even care about it. That's why I don't even know.
Yeah, so.
Well, the honor show is always cool before the Super Bowl. That's always a cool
it's on
thing.
Thursday night. Yeah, before the Super Bowl.
They should just do that though on the weekend. I hate when football's done because every weekend feels so empty.
Yeah, the reason they do it Thursday of the Super Bowl is because they do it in the city of the Super Bowl, and all the guys are there, so they don't have to worry about like taking teams away from their prep or like getting them placed early. Like,
well, usually though, they don't accept the award if they're playing in the game though, right?
Probably not. Yeah, they usually don't.
So like, it doesn't really matter unless like you're saying players want to go watch the Super Bowl. But honestly, if I'm a player, I'm not going to the Super Bowl to watch the game.
Well, they do it for the fans who want to like travel and make a full week out of the Super Bowl.
True.
So gives them stuff to do during the week. There's a lot to do out there. It's a lot. They
should do the Pro Bowl then in the same area as the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would make sense. You'd think, but
nope. I guess you don't want to do a Pro Bowl, and it's gonna be hard. Like, hey, you guys want to, go to? Sometimes it's in a, not great city. Imagine it was in New York.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever do it in New York again. But domes, like they doing some domes up north, like Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather go to Orlando and just bring my kid to Disney for the week. But no, I remember there was that Super Bowl was Seahawks Broncos was the one in New York and it was freezing. Yep. And I was like, this isn't great.
They said they're never doing one again.
I have an idea for sure right now. We could just crank out. Ready?
Oh, jeez.
On this topic, what do you think of playing? We saw the Patriots in the Broncos game. We did not get to recap those games really. Are you a fan of snow? In like crazy snow in these playoff games, or would you rather have like neutral site games or like only domes in the playoffs?
I love snow. I love bad football. I think the weather's a great aspect of the game. The old players used to play in bad weather, so I think the new guys should play in bad weather. I understand the product looks better. I would never suggest putting the Super Bowl in bad weather, but I think there's a reward for getting home field advantage, and having southern teams have to go up north is a reward for playing the full season.
Yeah. When seeding comes into play, I think it's incredibly fair to have outdoor games. However, in the Super Bowl, that should be a neutral site, and that's why it should always be at least decent weather. However, before that, I'm fine with a game in a blizzard. Mm-hmm. It is kind of annoying, but it actually is going to be something memorable to watch. We say we love snowy football, then we actually get it, and then we complain when it's not 40 to 35. We have to accept it. It's going to be an ugly 10-7 game. And that's how football is sometimes.
Yeah. Would have been better if the Broncos had a quarterback. They would have scored some points before the snow started falling in the fourth. I think you just
needed a scrambling quarterback in that game.
Yeah, but even it did start snowing until the fourth quarter. So
that's why Sean Payton should have kicked the field goal at him.
Bo Nix could have got you some points early. And then Drake May probably in response says, well, maybe we got to be more aggressive, coach. Maybe I'll throw for 100 yards today. So I'll go get some more points. And we would have had maybe 20-17 going into the snow rather than 10-7 going into the snow.
Well, I agree. Let's wrap it up and get out of here. I had time to go to bed.
Yeah, me too. All right, thank you for listening. We really do appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back on Monday. We have a special video for Super Bowl week. We're doing Super Bowl prop bets. It'll be a lot of fun on Monday. We'll have the official game preview come out on Friday. Don't worry, we'll make our official predictions. But Super Bowl prop bet's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk coin toss. We'll talk Gatorade color. We'll talk it all in that. So we'll have a lot of fun there. For my partner, Chris Reynolds, I'm Adam Sheets. We really do appreciate listening, and we will see you on Monday.